Okay, guys. So there are many places we can go to in Abbottabad and Galiyat and this region. Yes, these are our mountains. I have just placed the old route taken by the British. You know that it's called the Monroe route. Monroe route starts from Murray and it goes all the way through Nathiagali to through Baron Gully to Thandiani, and then it extends all the way into deeper Kagan and Siran valleys. But anyway, the closest to any international airport, to Islamabad or any big station, is this region. Now, there are many places where we can camp. I prefer a place which is closer to the highway, to the nearest place where people live, but also secluded with maximum privacy and minimum interference, minimum people walking around. There are such hidden jewels everywhere. For example, let me show you. This is Nathiagali, and this is what is that called? Dongagali, and the road that goes from Dongagali to Ayubia this way. Okay, and there is a pipeline track that follows from Ayubia to Dongagali on this side of the ridge. So there are spots even near the pipeline track where you can go for a day, have a nice picnic, and come back. But there are many things you need to take care of. For example, how far you can go from the road by carrying everything that your picnic stuff. If you pack it well enough to walk a few miles, you probably don't carry everything. You take a minimal approach, or you hire a porter that can carry who can carry your stuff with you. But I personally prefer ke we go like on our own, and we don't let most of the people know what we are doing and where we are going to spend our night. Um, if we are very close to the people, because that would ensure there is not any interference. Okay, so this is a Ubia, this is the chairlift starting from here, ending up here. This is the area where people usually go for a walk. There is a mosque and a viewing spot. But what you do is you get off the ridge here and go towards north, and you enter these woods. On this side there is this pipeline track, and on the other side there is this road, but in the middle of this busy area, this is a very secluded and less visited place. The track is beautiful, and it's an old track. Actually, seems like very worn out and used track somewhere here in the hills. I've been there, but now it's overgrown. There are certain open spots, like this one should be like how much, 200 feet by 50 60 feet, so it's a nice open spot. uh, this area, this part, it's very small, yet it is very wild. However, I think that forest department people do patrol this area, so it's better that we get a camping permit if we want to camp in this area. And then there is this wonderful place on top of this hill. The hill that on this is the pipeline track, and here is the road. This is Donga Gully out there. Uh, Here, yeah, this is Donga Gully. So this ridge, this is a beautiful ridge. There are certain nice open spots on the top. Then you can get off on the back side. Then there is another ridge. You take that ridge, you follow it, and you reach Dongagali. Uh, Very few people take this route uh, from from the top, from the spine of the hill all the way to Ayubia. I've done this, and this is something like you can always hear people. You know that if in case you have to get off this track, it will just be a second, a few minutes, and you'll be on the road. But For the time being, you're totally wild. And every place is beautiful as long as it is wild. Then there are other possible spots. Mirajani Top, Mushpuri Top. This is Mushpuri. So Mushpuri has water. आजकल जाएंगे तो बर्फ भी होगी. So it's easy to camp on Mushpuri because it's visited. It's not that isolated. So if you're traveling with families, or you get kind of homesick, or scared of the darker woods, this is a place which is more frequented and people do come here. I think we'll need a permit to camp here as well, because the guards, they try to vacate this place in the evening and they tell people to leave. There are some other spots on the way which I think are okay and you do not need much trouble. It's always better to inform the authorities. And then there is a place near um, Badagali campus. There are spots near Kalabagh and behind the governor house, but the best spots are here on the Dagri Bangla or Mirajani track. So this is Mirajani track, and the Mirajani track has, like, this whole ridge has many wonderful spots. You can camp anywhere. These days, since there is snow, this is very fresh images. These images are from, well, this is March 2021. So I don't know, 2021, yes, January 2021. So there won't be this much snow, but there will be snow in the shade, enough that we can melt and use, so that we don't have to carry all our water. Otherwise, we can always arrange people to go and drop a few extra bottles for us, porters. तो वो रात को भी हमारे साथ रह सकते हैं. They can leave the stuff, and we can bring back the empty bottles when we come back. So there's no problem. There are many possibilities. Mirajani, beyond Mirajani, there are wonderful places. Um, just as you climb down, these are some nice level plains, or grounds, or whatever you call them. But since they are on the southern side of the mountain, so they're covered in snow, and they will be covered in snow till May, I guess, end of April even, because this is really high. This is about 8,000, uh, 800, 900 feet. So there's this beautiful place. In the summer, there's always a cricket tournament going on here. So people from nearby villages come, but nobody knows about this place. This is actually away from the typical pipeline track. This is the pipeline track. So you have to climb up a bit, and then you come up to this huge, I should say, how big is this? This is 1,000 foot, more than 1,000 foot wide, and almost 1,000 foot long plateau kind of place. So lovely place. And you have Mirajani on one side, and Kashmir, and all other views towards the north, but not much towards the south, because Mirajani is covering it. Okay, so, but this is a pipeline track, and if you go by the pipeline track, sorry, not the pipeline, this is the Dagri Bangla track, and if you go by the Dagri Bangla track, you can, it's a really long one. It's for the fair weather. In these days, I don't recommend going there, because it would be filled with snow. All these gullies, they would be covered in snow. There will be deep snow. It will be very cold. But for hardcore adventurers, this is the best time. Actually, why it's the best time, and maybe just for another month, it would be good time, um, because you got snow there, so you don't have to carry water, and you can have almost unlimited time, provided how much food you can carry. But this is good. Water, there isn't much water here, except near this Dagri Bangla. There is a spring somewhere here, You have to walk. It takes about an hour to go and come back, and water is not really flowing very fast, so it takes time to fill up some bottles. But anyway, there is in summers if you're going there, this is the only spot where you can get water uh, throughout this road. So if you want to go hike, do from Dagri from Nathiagali to Thandiani through Dagri Bangla, you need to manage your water supply. So actually, with 4 or 5 bottles and tight rationing, you can manage. But if you want to travel in style like the Goras used to do it, then we can hire horses from Nathiagali or guides and porters, and they can cook for us. They can set up good tent for us. They can even we can get our folding cots and folding chairs, even tables moved, and whatever menu we want to take, we can take. It's all about how much you're willing to imagine, and it won't cost too much. But it would be something out of this world, that this is the only thing in in Pakistan which is better than everywhere else in the world. So this is something worth doing. So we can do shorter trips like just Mirajani or just Dagri Bangla or just from Dagri Bangla to Baran Gully, and then you don't climb up all the way to Tandani, or you can continue. This is actually a very long track. It's about 50 kilometers. I have marked in detail all these sections, but the rougher sections are better marked. So there are many places here. Okay, now my most favorite spot is a very hidden peak. This one. How high is it? This is um, okay. I can switch on the terrain function, right? Mm. Oh my God. Okay. So Nathiagali. Yes, this last section. Now see, this is Thandiani, and this is Thandiani, and you don't go to Thandiani. When you go to Thandiani, you turn left and you take the Kukmang Road. Now this Kukmang Road has wonderful views, at least in this section, before they move down to the countryside. But on the other side of Kukmang Road, this side is the famous Sattu Bangla track. This is a proper British era bungalow and track, and the bungalow is in good condition. But the problem is this whole forest has been ravaged, and whenever I go here, it really breaks my heart. I don't ever enjoy, except now it's springtime. So if you want to go, let's take a few saplings and let's heal this wounded face of earth. Uh, Someone's greed just destroyed all this forest. This was lush green. Let me show you some older pictures from 2005. Actually, it was stolen in 2008, 5 to 8. You see, this is how it used to be. Slush green. And then 2010, yeah, see, it's gone. There used to be more images. I have stored some of those images. This image is from which year? 2005. See, you have 2005, and now it's gone 2010. I have other detailed images. You can see even in 2010, you can see people. All these yellow spots is a tree trunk which has been fallen and stolen. This is massive. This is billions of rupees and priceless nature. This whole ecology is destroyed, and nobody talks about it. See, all this area, and not just here, even there. And this was all done at once in massive quantities. You see this, they're just piling it up here. So they were probably loading them up on jeeps and trucks and taking them down to Mansehra and all the way to Karachi. So anyway, this this little hill, this is wonderful place. Now I call it the Redi spot. This is Luddy Reserved Forest. So let's call it the Luddy campsite. Luddy campsite is between this loop of the Kukmang road. This part is metalled very nice. Um, there's not much uh, people there, not many people living around. There's this little mosque. This place is nice because it has a police checkpoint here and another police checkpoint here. So it's a safe area. Never heard of anything going wrong here. You can even like drive all the way up, and there are some very nice level playing grounds or meadows, and you can camp here anywhere. This is really wild and still not far, so you can always carry whatever heavy tent equipment or water or food or even batteries. I think you can even drive up if you have a four-wheel drive car. You can drive all the way up here. That would be some real off-roading, but this would be nice. Now, from here, there is a forest track which is quite rough actually. That would be pure trekking. How should I put it? Like pure jungle trekking. There is no established route as such. So we'll have to make our way through these woods. Let me turn the image around. This is the right way up. Still not the right way up. Okay. Now this way is totally upside down. This is the right way up. Okay. You see, actually, satellite was somewhere here when they took this photo. This satellite image. Okay. So this spot is really nice. You can climb up here. And this spot, I love it because it gives you a 360-degree view of the whole Himalayas. Or see, there's this Nanga Parbat and Makra. Okay, let me run it around. Okay, so this is the only spot from where you can see Muzaffarabad, you can see Balakot, you can see Naga Parbat, Makra, Kumbu Ice Wall. Kumbu Ice Wall is so magnificent. It's just like the Game of Thrones big ice wall. Okay, so you can see Mansehra, Kagan, Swat, not Swat but as such, but Kohistan area region. And from here you can see all of this Mansehra plains. Okay, and you can see from here Mansehra, Abbottabad, and even this is Tarbela, and of course Nathiagali, all the way to Islamabad, this Haripur plain. So if weather is good, it's clear at night, and in the morning, this is a spot to camp. It's close to the road. It's got some excellent views. Okay, there is another spot, this one, Kondaban. I love this place. And you know what? I've tried even like quite a few times. I've never been to the lake itself, but I've been to this area, and I've like circumnavigated it all the way around this little pond right in the middle of nowhere. But it can be approached from Mera Ahmed Khan. This is Mera Ahmed Khan. So it's about an hour's hike through these woods. It's a level, plain kind of, again, I'm short of words here, kind of a plateau, which has this pond. In certain seasons it's full. These days it should be full of snow, or there would be snow in this area. There is even a small hut. There are ruined British era military structures, some bunkers, maybe some, because in 1856, free what you call it, the Great Mutiny of 1856. These mountain tribes, they revolted and they attacked British garrisons in Murree and Abbottabad, and that's when the British built those kind of defenses in all these crucial. This valley, this looks over Abbottabad, and like you can see this place from anywhere in Abbottabad, but it's a wonderful area. You can, like, this can be developed as a complete recreational zone, because there's this long ridge with many level spots, and yes, it's kind of preserved, but there is a lot of theft. So it's better that tourists and officials, they start moving in this area, somehow protect it, and it can really add to the tourist locations that we have. This is wonderful forest. There is an old uh, bungalow or a hut here in the woods. There's an old track. This is a British track, and and if you follow this ridge, this is really a wild route. You can reach down to Abbottabad. You can like always climb down this way towards Kakul or Banda Pir Khan, and there is even this little shrine here called Palu Baba. So we can even like start from Kakul, climb to Palu Baba, and just follow this ridge all the way to the pond. I have done this track. I've marked it here. This is a forest department track that leads from, let's say, I don't know what this place is called. You can get there from Kaku, behind the Abbottabad township. So from here, this track goes all the way to. There is one bungalow here called Garlaya. So I've not been to Garlaya, but I've just been to this part. I hiked up from here, crossed these, and went off. This face is actually the Tandiani face, which is visible from Abbottabad. So from up here, you can have a very nice view of the city at night, especially if you want to do some nighttime photography. Also in the morning. So Kondaman, that's another option, and then there are many options in Kashmir. There are options in Kaghan, in Neelam Valley. Um, since it's still quite cold, it's not that warm. So I prefer not going beyond 6,000 feet to spend a night. It would get, or you should go, if you're planning to spend a night above 6,000, you should have your best warm clothes for that you use for winters, and we will have to arrange some extra firewood, warmer sleeping bags, better tents, and probably get our bags off the ground. We'll have to arrange some hammocks maybe, or maybe some um, folding cots. Depends on where we're camping and what we're doing, but all of these are possibilities. So let's see what we can do. Thank you.